What's up, guys? It's Cannan, back with another video, and today we are talking all about Elden Ring. Well, Elden Ring and Bloodborne. I've got another video planned that's all about Bloodborne and all these rumors that are going on, saying what I think about them, which is why I'm wearing my Cthulhu shirt today, because I'm planning on recording that as soon as I'm done with this one, because there is a lot of Bloodborne rumors going around, and it's a little bit of a deep dive, but I'll cover that in that video. In this one, we're talking about Elden Ring details. Now, I know these details have been going on for a few days, but, you know, with E3 coverage and internet problems and all that, I didn't get around to it as fast as I'd wanted to. So I'm going to cover it in this one. And the first thing we're going to cover about Elden Ring is this little bitty article about some stuff that George R.R. Martin said that it's kind of got a lot of people in the Souls and Souls-like community talking, and that is him saying that Elden Ring is a sequel to Dark Souls. Oh boy, the world is on fire because of this. Now, originally, I would say, hey, the guy is the one who wrote the lore for this game. He may actually know what he's talking about, you know, and then there's, you know, you got to take credit for what Miyazaki is saying about it and all that. So, do I think this is a flat-out sequel to Dark Souls 3? Is this in some way Dark Souls 4? Is it set in the same world as Dark Souls 3 and 1 and 2 and all that? It's too early to say, but I doubt it. I think what he may mean that Elden Ring may be a spiritual successor to Dark Souls, just like how Dark Souls was the spiritual successor to Demon Souls. But we did learn, like, yeah, he says right here, I'm not a big video gamer, but the game is called The Elden Ring, and it's a sequel to a game that came out a few years ago called Dark Souls. So it's already kind of a little bit of confusion here, because like he's talking like he only knows about the first Dark Souls. No mention of Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 3. And he's like saying that Elden Ring is like a direct sequel to Dark Souls 1, which we all know is not correct. So he says he's not a big video gamer. So I think he's just a little confused. Maybe he's, you know, not thinking with a full deck here on that. I don't know. But could Elden Ring be seen as a spiritual successor? That very well could be, because you gotta admit, Elden Ring is very Dark Souls-like, just like how Bloodborne was, even though Bloodborne, as we know right now, has no story connection to Dark Souls or Demon Souls, though a lot of people theorize that somehow it could be set within the same universe, and it very well may be, but as right now, Miyazaki's not talking on that. Another big little tidbit is that he lets out that the lore and his work on Elden Ring was done years ago. And he says about how really there for a while he's like heard nothing from the people at From Software, and then they eventually would come and talk to him and say, hey, look at this new monster we designed, you know, hey, could you write, you know, could you, I guess, do lore on them and all that. So I don't know. I think I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, he has no idea what he's talking about. You know, he all he knows is, you know, obviously is Dark Souls, and then that's it. Like, he's just assuming this is a sequel to it because From Software makes both games. So I would not look too far into this until we get a bit more clarification on it. And, you know, who knows? Miyazaki may come out and be like, yeah, this takes place in the same world as Dark Souls. It could happen. I doubt it, though. But what I'm really wanting to talk about is this right here. Now, this is from a Twitter account called Nibel, and it's at Nibelian. Really good Twitter account for video game news, leaks, and stuff like that. And they have pretty much taken two articles. One's an IGN article, and another one is a interview that Miyazaki did with Famitsu, and I believe the IGN article is a interview as well. Now, of course, the Famitsu one is all in Japanese, but it has been translated. So in the interview from that IGN uses, we learn that there's going to be 6 major areas that function as distinct dungeons ruled by demigod characters, which are more than likely the bosses. And it also says you don't have to follow an order. Now, technically in Dark Souls games, a lot of people will tell you there's no, like, a lot of people will say, well, technically you could do this area, but it's very hard, so it's kind of smart to play them in this order. Like Bloodborne, for example, you don't go straight from Central Yharnam to, say, the Forbidden Forest. You know, you can't even get there until you get later in the game. But like in Dark Souls 1, as soon as you arrive in Firelink Shrine, you could go to the catacombs. It is not smart to do that, but I guarantee you there are people who have done it through sheer trial and error, I'm sure, but they've done it. You know, you can go to Blighttown as soon as you start the game. Like, I do that because I usually play as a pyromancer, and there's a really good set in Blighttown called the Crimson set that you can get very early in the game. That is a pretty good little light armor set for you to have early in the game. So yeah, is it frustrating sometimes? Yes, because what you got to do to get to it, but you can do stuff like that. But this is saying no matter where you go first, you'll be able to do it, difficulty notwithstanding. And I'm sure there'll be some people that do something like I do. Like, if it's a big open world game, the first location I find, even if I'm not supposed to go there right away, that's how I start the game. Every time I play it, will I technically go to that dungeon or area first each time? More than likely, because I know it. Now, but then, you know, eventually I'll replay it, and I'm like, okay, instead of going there, I'm going to go here, you know, and that's really smart to do it this way. So if you start off in one area first, and if you replay the game, you'll go to another area first, you know, just to see if there really is any difference in where you go first. Now, I'm sure there'll be people who'll come up with guides saying this order makes sense, or, you know, to get the best items, do this order. So that's how things will more than likely go, since you can go to every one of them and it not matter. A hub is confirmed. That's like the Firelink Shrine in Dark Souls 1 and the Hunter's Dream in Bloodborne. You know, it's a little area where you can rest, you can take a breather, level up your character, you know, and stuff like that. There will be catacombs. Oh, joy. Castles. Very big thumbs up. I love castles. Fortresses, and mini dungeons, etc. So mini dungeons, I'm thinking, is probably going to be like little side areas that are not exactly part of the main story, but you can go there. It's a little place to go off the beaten track if you want a little break from the main story, and you can find items to learn more lore. There might be a good weapon there, a good armor set, you know, I don't know if they've said yet if you can get more than one type of mount, but hey, that could be, you know, side areas are usually very profitable, so that's very cool. Miyazaki is very confident that Elden Ring will arrive on release date. As far as I remember, From Software has always been really good at hitting release dates, so I'm not that worried about that. There will, of course, be a character creator. This is not going to be like Sekiro, where there was a fixed protagonist. You can create your own character. I'm sure you can choose which gender you want to be and all that. It probably won't have very much to do on the gameplay and all that, but, you know, it's there for your choice, so that's always great. I love character creators. So multiple endings, that's a given. There's always been at least 2 endings in most Souls games. There was 3, I believe, in Bloodborne, so that's not a big surprise. Much higher degree of freedom than before. Then again, everybody's calling this open world Dark Souls. Optional bosses, there's usually always a few optional bosses anyway. Bloodborne had a few of them. I'm sure, you know, that's no big surprise. Battle arts from Dark Souls 3 returns. Okay, that's really awesome. But they are not fixed to a weapon. And there's at least 100 techniques. I'm guaranteeing there'll be someone who'll try and master all 100. Spirits can be collected and equipped, apparently. So they're going to be like summons. And as we can see here in this picture, the summons is a bird of some kind. So that's pretty awesome. It's going to be like a Pokemon thing, like collect every summon. Different types of spirits, use them for assaults, use as a decoy or defense. So we've got battle options here. Do I want to use a summon to attack? Do I want to use one as a decoy to distract enemies and I sneak up on them and get like the jump on them? Or use them as defensive, use them to take a blow for me. Spirits can be improved apparently, so they have a level up option. I'm sure whatever we use in this to level up, you know, in Dark Souls and Demon Souls, it was souls, and Bloodborne, it was pretty much blood. So that's very interesting that I wonder if we can use that, if that is what we use, or if we have to find some kind of resource to do it. There are also rather useless spirits with other traits, so that's interesting. Multiplayer support during exploration on the open fields, but you are not able to ride your horses in multiplayer. So that's, if you play multiplayer, you're going to have to stick to being on foot. Elden Ring is more manageable due to the many different options that the player has, but there are still many tough enemies. So this is what's going to cause controversy. This is what's going to make long-term Souls and Souls-like and Soulsborne fans mad, is the fact that it's going apparently to be a bit easier than their past games. Now, for people who have played them long enough, then they're probably going to breeze through this if it's easier. But this opens it up to more people buying it, because the biggest criticism these games have always gotten was, you know, I like how it looks amazing, it looks cool, but I'm just not into Souls games or Souls-like games because they're too hard. This game will still probably be harder than your average game, but it allows more people to buy the product and try it out. So fans may not like it, but it's very smart on From Software. They want this game to be huge. They want this game to do well. So it's a From Software game. It's going to do well anyway, but they want to sell more copies. So that's pretty much how I look at that. Fall damage is low to keep explorers motivated. So in other words, fall damage is going to probably take a slash as far as how much damage you take. That way, if you fall, you won't get pissed off and just be like, well, screw exploring, I'm done. I think this is a way for them to be like, okay, you fail, you didn't get hurt that much, so let's keep exploring. There is a world map, okay? The actual dungeons do not have a map, which I'm not very surprised. None of the locations in past games had maps. I don't think. It's been a while. There will be a crafting system with materials. Okay, so yeah, we'll have to find materials to upgrade our armor and all that, and our weapons, and I guess make armor and weapons. Miyazaki guesses playtime is maybe at 30 hours, which is your standard playtime for most games, without too many side trips. So if you do all the side stuff and explore and probably do some farming for whatever you use to level up and to find materials to craft stuff, you're looking at 30 plus hours. So that's really good. That's a really good healthy length. But if you're like me, who likes to farm, like in Dark Souls, I farm for souls for days sometimes, the game will last you a while. And then multiplayer elements return. You can apparently set up groups with friends, for example, and give their messages and dead bodies, etc. higher priority, keyword system, no limit on group size. So yeah, that is a lot of great details. Some stuff is standard Dark Souls stuff that's been in these types of games for a while, but it's great to see that they're adding stuff as well. Like even the trailers show that there may be jump attacks, which has never been a huge thing. It's usually been either you can be like a ranged person, you can be a mage, or you can be a straight up tank. So being able to actually jump up in the air and do attacks, that's going to be interesting if that's what we can understand from the trailer. So yeah, that's really all I've got for you guys. That's really all that's been said so far. I think all I've seen that's been released since then is just more explaining on things like this. But yeah, Elden Ring, I think, is going to be a huge success. If we can take what the original first trailer said, and that this is the first in a franchise, and there are already rumors that they're going to make more than one of these. I don't know if there'll be 3 like there was for Dark Souls, but I think a lot of people are ready for From Software to make a series of games again like they did with Dark Souls, and not just one-offs. So we could get an Elden Ring 2, Elden Ring 3, who knows. But yeah, I'm very excited. Please, if you are excited for Elden Ring, let me know in the comments section below. I do plan on doing a Let's Play of this when it comes out because I love From Software games. I may do a Let's Play of Bloodborne just to get ready for this game because I love me some Bloodborne. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, click that like button. As always, guys, this is Canaan. Me and Jess love you all very, very much. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.